My bad, it was a Snorlax in here. I had to catch it. I see not a lot of people follow the news around here, huh? A couple cops didn't go save somebody because it was a Snorlax around. I don't know if y'all heard about that. That happened. Pokemon Go is a thing, children. I'm gonna catch them all, probably. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't care. So I don't think, personally, a heterosexual man should eat nuts of any kind. It's just, I don't think a man should have a salted nut in his mouth. If, that's not his bag. Y'all don't like that joke. I told that joke to a couple lesbians and they ate that shit up. Much like the nuts that they themselves don't eat. Y'all didn't get that? Because they lesbians, they don't. No? All right, well, let me explain it to you, man. Because they're lesbians, they don't mess with penises and or nuts. So the initial statement was, I don't think heterosexual men should, and because the lesbians got it because they themselves agree with some heterosexual man stuff. Because, they also like girls. Don't worry, I'll walk you through anything else that you need me to. What about me? I'm 35. I am, all right, somebody clapping for death. I'm the oldest of my parents. I got 5 other siblings. My parents did a really good job of raising us. I would say they probably did really good once they got away from each other. I come from a separated home, like most black people. Y'all can clap for that, that's a thing. That's a real thing. There's a lot of white people in here. I act like I ain't never seen a black person whose parents weren't together. Y'all don't watch BET? Don't feel bad, I'm telling these jokes. If it was you, it'd be different, but since I'm telling it, you're allowed to laugh. What about if I say nigger? How does that make you feel? How about cool? There we go. You just gotta get a little disrespectful, that's all. Okay. The first time I was called a nigger was actually a pretty cool story. I was roughly 8 years old. The school took us to a nice little Amish farm. It's a nice situation. I was feeding a goat. And then Jebediah, which I assume the guy's name is because what other name do Amish men have? He walked past me. He seemed a little upset. And I was a good kid at this point, so I said, "Hey, mister, are you okay?" And he said, and I quote, "Get away from me, little nigga boy." And I was like, whoa, you're not allowed to call me that, bro, you're poor. That's the thing about racism. You're not allowed to be racist if you don't have any lights on. You see what I'm saying? You can't look down on me if I have a TV and you don't. So that was my whole thing. That was actually the first time I had been called a nigger with the unfamiliar ER instead of the familiar GA at the end of it, because it's a difference. Growing up, I was just, "Hey, little nigga, come here, grab this," or "Hey, little nigga, turn the TV or something." But then, as you get older, you learn the hard ER is a different conversation. You, man, how many times have you been called a niggeress?
Niggeress?
Yes.
Surprisingly, never.
Well, this is the first time for anything, isn't it? You never heard negress before? It's a powerful term.
Listen, my family from South Carolina. I've heard it.
Oh, so you probably heard a little bit more than negress.
Yeah.
What about Jitty Kumbah? You ever heard that?
No.
That is a make-believe racist term made by black slaves to disrespect other black slaves. Because we didn't have enough ways to disrespect each other, we decided to make them up. Much like nigga, to take away from the nigger. Just trying to push the envelope this show because I got some family here and I wanted to see how disrespectful I could be because, when your family sees you do something for the first time, they expect you to be, "Oh, that's just my cousin from when we was kids." And it's like, "No, I drink and fuck people now, so I'm a whole different person." Honestly, I got a lot of bad habits now. I got divorced roughly about 10 years ago now. It was a really good thing for me. I think I was really cool about it. Once, because my wife cheated on me. It happens, it wasn't a big deal. But I think I handled it like a gentleman because we got divorced and then I got her deported. Because, you don't get to cheat on me and then live happily ever after. You know what I mean? You got to go back to that third world country and continue to live your poor life. Anybody else deported anybody in here? No? I'm the only one? It's fine. It's okay. It's not a good joke for a lot of people. A lot of immigrants don't like that joke. What else about me? I once choked a man out in front of his wife and son, solely because he tried to fight his wife. And honestly, I felt a little bit responsible for it because We were at dinner at their house, and I was telling jokes. As you can see, I'm really good at telling jokes. But I was telling jokes and stuff, and his wife laughed at one of the jokes I told about him. And I understand where he got mad, because she laughed pretty fucking hard. And I didn't think the joke was that funny, but she was like busting her fucking sides. And you know how you can see somebody progressively getting more and more mad at somebody else laughing? And then it just broke down, like he got up like he was gonna swing off on her. And I don't like that, because you know, you're not supposed to hit a girl that you're not related to. I feel like, no, I mean, you know, no. I mean, my cousins, like I treat my cousins like I treat any of my cousins. I'm not sexist. If you swing on me and you're related to me, you get me all of these paws. I don't fuck around. I respect women like man her enough to punch them in the chest like I would any other threat. You know what I mean? That's been my time, ladies and gentlemen. W.T. Farrell.